My instinct is to start small and work your way up. So instead of starting with a metric that has like 5 billion things in it, start with just a
Okay.
few criteria and see how that works. And then add the criteria one at a time, see if it improves it or not. Maybe it doesn't improve it, take it out. So that's one approach. There's also, of course, the qualitative approach. I mean, I hear people say all the time
Mm.
that marketing is more art than science, which again, I think is unfair because science is artistic. But yeah, there's like not everything can be measured. And even if it can be measured, you might not be looking at the right metrics to measure it. Right. So intuition is important.
Oh,
And I don't want to, I'm not saying only look at data, don't use intuition. Of course not. That is really important. And then there's like actual analytics approaches you can use. And the two camps of that are like backward facing and forward facing. So you can look at your historical data and collect like these are all
hmm
of the customers that have come into our funnel in the last year. These are the ones who converted. Of the ones who were converted, what are they like? What other traits does that correlate to? And then you can try to build up your lead score based off of like, oh, I've observed that somebody who has this engagement is super likely to convert. Somebody who adds a product to their cart is, 5 million times more likely to convert than someone who doesn't. Of course,
yeah.
the downfall of that is that's all correlational data, right? So by using that
Mm.
as your lead score, you're assuming that all of those links are causative, which, they may not be. So that's part of where the intuition comes in as well. Like you can use your intuition to determine,
Gotcha.
okay, I see there's a really strong link between these two. Does it make sense for it to be a causation link? Or does it not make sense? In which case, it's probably just correlation. And then the other camp of analysis you can do is forward facing. And that's more like the experimentation type things, which will tell you about
Got it.
causation and not just about correlation.
Got it. So so historical is only going to tell you correlation, and you have to actually then go test it in order to say that this actually
Yes.
is the
Yeah. And there's
reason.
all kinds of fancy things that people do to try to pull causation data out of historical data or out of things that aren't really tests. And they are just never going to be as accurate as real tests